Hey buddies! Welcome back to Disease Decoded series on DocDecoded, your go-to spot where we decode diseases into digestible, drama-free nuggets of truth. You've already seen how Alzheimer's disease sneaks in, slowly, silently, stealing memories, changing behavior, and quietly damaging the brain years before symptoms even show up. We've talked about how it begins with villainous amyloid plaques and tau tangles, and how it slowly shrinks the brain's memory center, like a ghost taking up more space in your mind every day. Today, we're moving beyond the problem. In this episode, we're diving into the solutions, how Alzheimer's is diagnosed, what treatment options are available, and what you, whether you're a caregiver, family member, or just a curious brain owner, can actually do about it. So stick around. Let's decode what modern medicine is doing to fight back. And as always, I'll keep it simple, engaging, and maybe even fun. Because hey, we all learn better with a smile, right? And don't worry, I promise not to hit you with a tsunami of medical jargon. Alzheimer's disease is the commonest cause of dementia, responsible for 60 to 70% of all dementia cases globally. Let that sink in. Over 50 million people are currently living with some form of dementia. And it's not just about memory loss. It slowly takes away your ability to think, reason, function, even recognize your loved ones. We've already discussed the progression of Alzheimer's. Please check in I button. The cost and the impact. Taking care of someone with Alzheimer's is no joke. The financial cost? Over $50,000 per year for someone in the advanced stages. The emotional cost? Unmeasurable. Families go through years of stress, sadness, and sometimes complete burnout. Let's take a pause here. Do you know someone who's going through this? Drop a comment below and show them some support. They need it more than we realize. And here's the scariest part. All the changes that happen in the brain years before symptoms even show up. It's like a silent breakup. You don't even know it's over until the brain stops calling. So early recognition can be game-changing, at least in its progress. Diagnosing Alzheimer's? No crystal ball here. Therefore, doctor shopping is very common, going from one doctor to another rather than doing certain investigations. Early detection is improving, thanks to amazing tech. Diagnosing dementia, including Alzheimer's disease, AD, isn't always straightforward, especially in the early stages. That's why doctors need to rule out other possible causes of dementia first, like stroke, brain tumors, or infections, normal pressure, hydrocephalus, a type of fluid buildup in the brain, white matter disease, etc., etc. Doctors now use brain scans, CT or MRI. These don't show one specific pattern for Alzheimer's early on. The brain might even look normal at first, but as the disease gets worse, we often see shrinkage, atrophy in the brain, especially in the posterior's back part of the brain and the medial temporal lobe, which is crucial for memory. PET scans with FDG, fluorodeoxyglucose. This functional scan shows reduced brain metabolism in the posterior, temporal, and parietal areas in Alzheimer's. Basically, these areas of the brain are less active than they should be. Why do imaging tests matter? Imaging also helps tell Alzheimer's apart from other similar diseases, which are difficult to diagnose otherwise, like frontotemporal dementia, FTD, which affects behavior and speech more. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, CJD, a rare brain disease caused by prions. Amyloid PET scans. These help doctors see amyloid plaques, the sticky proteins that build up in the brains of people with Alzheimer's. But here's the catch. Even though amyloid plaques are a hallmark of AD, about 25% of healthy older adults also show positive amyloid PET scans, which means not every positive result means Alzheimer's. For example, if a patient has dementia symptoms but the amyloid PET scan is negative, it's unlikely that Alzheimer's is the cause. Likewise, Suppose amyloid plaque is an accidental finding in CT or MRI, but symptoms do not resemble Alzheimer's. Then diagnosis may be different. Spinal fluid, CASF. In Alzheimer's, there is a reduction in AVU42 levels and in the AV42 AV40 ratio. This points to amyloid buildup. There is an increase in phosphorylated tau, like at residue 181 or 217. This matches with tau tangles. Total tau levels are also higher, but this can be seen in other brain diseases too, so it's not specific to AD. Blood tests for AV and tau using new highly sensitive methods like immunoassays or mass spectrometry are showing great promise. These may become more widely available and affordable soon. EEG, electroencephalogram. This test checks brainwave activity. In Alzheimer's, the EEG is usually normal or just shows general slowing. Cognitive tests, like the clock drawing test, surprisingly revealing. Overall, in putting it all together, clinical diagnosis. If someone has a gradual decline in memory and orientation, normal lab tests, and a brain scan, MRI or CT, showing shrinkage in the hippocampus and back part of the brain, that is, posterior cortex, it strongly suggests Alzheimer's. Memory clinics also use tools like MMSE or MOSIA to check thinking skills. But there's no single test yet that screams, aha, Alzheimer's. Pro tip, don't Google your symptoms. You'll end up thinking you've got 3 terminal illnesses and maybe a ghost haunting your memories. True story. Let the professionals do the diagnosing. Treatment. What can we do? Okay, here comes the tough truth. There's no cure yet, but don't zone out. This part's important. Treating Alzheimer's is about managing memory and behavior issues, slowing the disease's progress, supporting caregivers, medications to help thinking and memory, cholinesterase inhibitors, increase brain chemical acetylcholine, Donepezil, rivastigmine, galantamine, memantine used in moderate to severe cases. It protects brain cells from overexcitation by blocking NMDA receptors. New breakthroughs, amyloid beta, the sticky villain targeting drugs, aducanumab and lecanemab. The newer drugs also target amyloid plaques and has shown promise in slowing disease progression. Patients on these drugs may stay stable for about a year, while others may show cognitive decline on cognitive tests during the same time. Bonus? Medicine reduces stress on caregivers, and trust me, that is huge. Behavioral problems in Alzheimer's, like agitation or aggression, sleeplessness, hallucinations. Sometimes, these become the main reason a patient has to move to a care facility. Medications for behavior, SSRIs, like escitalopram. Great for mood, fewer side effects for elderly. Antipsychotics, like risperidone, quetiapine, used in very low doses when absolutely needed. Any other options? Behavioral therapy, music therapy, familiar routines to simulate brain. Do vitamins or supplements help? Everyone wants a magic pill, but most haven't delivered. Things like vitamin E, ginkgo biloba, estrogen, statins might look good in early studies but haven't proven their worth. Bottom line, always talk to a doctor before starting any meds or supplements. Especially in older adults, there is much changes in body's physiological process in old age. Supportive care, the real MVP? Let's not underestimate the power of daily love and care. Here's what truly helps. Consistent routines, safe environments, think stair gates, kitchen locks, cognitive stimulation, music, puzzles, conversations, reminder notes, notebooks, occupational therapy, support groups. Patients often do better with familiar faces and places. Remember, Losing independence is scary. So if your loved one gets upset, confused, or even angry, it's not personal. They're doing their best. Caregivers are superheroes. Let's give a standing ovation to caregivers. They deal with mood swings, midnight confusion, and emotional roller coasters, all while managing their own lives. Caregivers, listen up. You need care too. Take breaks, join support groups, ask for help. Use resources like local support groups, Alzheimer's Association, online caregiver forums, adult daycare centers. Burnout is real and dangerous. Don't let it sneak up on you. Know the signs, speak to a doctor, support the caregivers, and above all, spread awareness. Alzheimer's is a tough journey. There's no sugarcoating that. But with the right mix of medications, love, support, and early care, we can make the journey a little easier. If this video helped you understand Alzheimer's a little better, hit like, subscribe to DocDecoded, and share it with someone who might need it. Have questions? Drop them in the comments. And remember, knowledge is the first step toward compassion. See you in the next episode of Disease Decoded, and let us know what disease you're curious to know next.